Danny smiled at 5,000 cruise passengers settling in for tonight's show. To them, he was just another entertainer. But Danny's calm stage presence came from 20 years talking desperate people out of life and death situations. Tonight, those hostage negotiation skills would save every soul aboard when armed pirates turned their vacation into a floating nightmare. Welcome to Hidden Warriors. Tell me in the comments what city you're watching from today. And if stories like this prove heroes perform on more than stages, hit that subscribe button. Royal Caribbean Oasis sailed through calm Caribbean waters with 5,000 passengers and 2,000 crew members enjoying their luxury cruise. Danny Rodriguez had been head entertainer for 6 years, performing nightly shows in the main theater, hosting deck parties, and keeping guests laughing from morning until midnight. Danny's reputation aboard ship was built on his ability to connect with any audience, handle difficult situations with humor, and manage crowds even when technical problems disrupted performances. His shows were consistently rated highest by passengers, and crew members respected his professionalism under pressure. His official background showed former theater performer who had transitioned to cruise ship work after years in regional venues. Clean record, excellent references, natural charisma that made him perfect for cruise entertainment. But Danny's real identity was Detective Danny Rodriguez, former police hostage negotiator who had spent 20 years resolving armed crisis situations involving desperate criminals. After police service, he worked 12 years with FBI Crisis Management Division, handling federal hostage situations, including maritime incidents in international waters. His cruise assignment wasn't career change. It was strategic positioning. Government agencies needed experienced personnel aboard passenger vessels where thousands of civilians could become targets for terrorism or piracy. For 6 years, Danny had used entertainer cover for discreet security assessments, while maintaining emergency response capabilities that ship security knew nothing about. Detective Rodriguez had joined Police Crisis Negotiation Unit in 1995 during expansion of hostage response capabilities following several high-profile incidents. His specialty was communication psychology, understanding what motivated desperate people and finding ways to resolve dangerous situations without violence. During his police career, Danny successfully negotiated over 200 hostage situations, from domestic disputes to bank robberies to terrorist incidents. His technique involved building rapport with subjects, understanding their psychological state, and gradually de-escalating tensions while creating opportunities for tactical resolution. His expertise proved particularly valuable in situations where large numbers of civilians were at risk: school hostage situations, workplace incidents, and public events where traditional tactical responses would endanger innocent lives rather than save them. After joining FBI Crisis Management Division, Danny's specialization became maritime crisis management in international waters. These presented unique challenges: limited backup resources, jurisdictional complications, and extended time frames that required sustained negotiation over hours or days without immediate tactical support. Danny's analysis revealed that modern cruise ships were vulnerable to coordinated attacks by relatively small groups of trained operatives. Standard security measures were designed for petty crime and passenger safety, not organized assault by military-trained personnel with sophisticated equipment and detailed operational planning. At 9:15 p.m., during Danny's packed comedy show in the main theater, 12 heavily armed pirates simultaneously boarded the ship using high-speed boats and professional climbing equipment. Their coordination and tactical precision indicated military training and detailed knowledge of ship security, weaknesses, and crew response protocols. Danny's crisis training allowed him to recognize the attack pattern immediately. Pirates systematically secured main passenger decks, disabled primary communication systems, and began herding terrified passengers into central locations for easier control and surveillance. Within minutes, their leader's voice echoed through ship's PA system, announcing that 5,000 passengers and crew were now hostages. Their demand was $50 million ransom from cruise line and passenger families, with 12-hour deadline before they began executing hostages to demonstrate their serious intentions. The situation represented textbook maritime hostage crisis that Danny had studied extensively during his FBI years. Pirates controlled all escape routes, possessed superior firepower compared to ship security, and strategically used civilian shields to prevent any rescue attempts by military forces. But the pirates made one critical tactical mistake in their otherwise perfect operation. They needed the ship's entertainment and communication systems to maintain control over thousands of passengers, and Danny was the only person aboard who truly understood and controlled those systems completely. Danny's first action was establishing communication with pirate leader using ship's PA system. His 20 years of crisis experience taught him to begin with rapport building and psychological assessment rather than confrontation. "I understand you have demands," Danny said calmly over the microphone. "I'm Danny, the ship's entertainer. People listen to me here. How can we resolve this safely for everyone?" Danny's technique involved acknowledging pirate concerns while gradually introducing complications that required extended negotiation. He bought time by offering to coordinate passenger compliance while secretly using entertainment equipment to contact Coast Guard. His crowd psychology expertise proved crucial for managing 5,000 terrified passengers. Using his entertainer persona, Danny provided instructions disguised as comedy routines that positioned passengers away from pirate strongholds and near emergency equipment. Most importantly, Danny identified that pirates were using outdated ship schematics. His 6 years aboard allowed him to guide passengers through routes pirates didn't know existed while coordinating with crew members who could disable ship systems. After 3 hours of negotiation, Danny had successfully coordinated passenger evacuation to secure areas while naval forces surrounded the ship. His final act was convincing pirate leader that resistance was futile, preventing bloodshed that would have occurred during military assault. By dawn, all pirates were in custody, passengers were safe, and the crews continued to port under naval escort. Danny's crisis management had prevented what could have been a maritime massacre involving thousands of civilians. Official reports credited coordinated response between ship security, Coast Guard, and Navy forces. Danny's role as negotiator was classified, his entertainer cover maintained. Passengers believed their entertainer had simply helped coordinate during emergency. 3 months later, Danny received commendation from maritime security agencies. His success had demonstrated value of positioning experienced crisis personnel aboard passenger vessels. Other cruise lines began recruiting entertainers with specialized backgrounds. Danny continued performing nightly shows, but with enhanced equipment and expanded mission. His entertainment became cover for ongoing maritime security operations, protecting civilian vessels in international waters. Have you ever been entertained by someone whose greatest performance happened when the show stopped? The people whose real expertise emerges when lives depend on more than laughter. Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Hidden Warriors for more stories of ordinary entertainers whose extraordinary backgrounds continue protecting us when the spotlight fades. Some performers play roles, others live them. Next time you see a cruise ship entertainer keeping everyone smiling, remember they might be doing more than just making memories. They might be keeping everyone safe.